Full Velocity TV begins now.
It is red hot. It is Saturday night. It is Full Velocity TV. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight here live at the Kokomo Speedway. It is championship night, the season finale. The HAR Motorsports Street Stock Series is rolling out to the Speedway now for qualifying, so we'll get straight to it. Phil the cast here with Mr. Too-Tall Todd Stanton. As always at the controls, and Todd, a big night coming up here, championship night. The HAR Street Stocks has been a great season, and it comes down to Red Bulls versus Ron Piles. The only problem is here, I don't see Piles in the area yet.
I definitely don't see Ron Piles out there as of yet there, Phil, and it's going to be rather interesting. I turn my microphone around as I've been playing around with the sets here for Full Velocity TV. Right now, Eric Chopper out there taking time, and right now he times in with a 15.013. That is quick time here at Kokomo Speedway. It looks like the 111 of Cody McKnight. McKnight in the number 111 going to come out to get his qualifying laps in, and he's going to try to knock Eric Tupper off the top of the board.
Yes, he will. Tupper putting a good lap up there. 15.012 was a tick-off when he was in practice. Eric ran at 14.984 in practice a little while ago, so just a hair slower than that, but nonetheless a very good time out here. Cody McKnight was able to get back up and qualify in practice time. Put a 15.085 down in practice, so let's see what Cody can do with lap number 1 as he exits off of turn number 4. Just waiting for time to post up the board here. They're coming up turn 4 now. He's trying to click back on the screen. They're getting all the live links out to you guys to watch us here tonight, live on Facebook and YouTube, on Twitch TV, off the turn 4 now. So that time for the number 111, a 15.712, 15.172 for Cody McKnight. And looks like he's turned the car off, not even going to attempt that second lap. As I think he's a little bit discouraged that run there. As that's second chance to practice and qualify.
As now we got the number 18 of Bradley Wilson out there taking down there that Skoldenfield Headers sponsored machine. Is the number 18 at Kokomo trying to knock Eric Tupper off the board, and he's coming down the back straightaway here into turn number 3, and off of turn number 4. This will be his first of the time laps. I believe he's going to go by that start finish line. Indeed, he's going to do so here. Just going to have to wait. That was a warm-up lap as he taps that wall, and that's going to be a common thing here at Kokomo, as he's going to end up with a 15.536, 15.536 for Bradley Wilson. That's going to put him in position number 2.
Yeah, and Todd, just to give you a heads up there, our buddy Jack chewing out there in the Facebook chat already saying, your computer looks great, but sounds like my sound levels need to go up there a little bit, so I'll let you take that minute there to make that brief adjustment as the 4th driver going out to the Speedway. In our hot lap qualifying, the next one out will be, well, that's our buddy Jim Revis out there in car number 21. Looking to better a time of 15.179 in practice. Nobody's duplicated their practice time. Yeah, Eric Tupper was within half a tenth, so he's probably the only one so far out of the 3 drivers on posted time to back that time up. Jim Revis clocks in a 15.443. 15.443 for Jim Revis. He's going to lay in it here. He's going to put 2 money laps down. We'll see if it's lap number 2 looks to be a little bit quicker for Jim. And looking at the time at the line, looks like it may have been just a hair slower there for Jim Revis. 15.443 clocked in there in lap number 1. And not seeing that second lap post up on my time. So that's going to be the money lap for him. 15.443 currently puts him second quick out of the 4 that have taken time.
Yeah, hopefully your microphone is fixed. The issues. We got a brand new power plant here at Full Velocity TV. If you did not see the test in sessions here last night. That's what we were doing, going into random hosted sessions, and was not able to test Phil out until he came in a little bit later. So we're able to test him out tonight at HAR Motorsports season finale. 1080 is what we're broadcasting in now all across everything. Here it is YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. 1080 our broadcast stream here on Full Velocity TV. Meanwhile, John Coots in the number 13 machine. Coots in the number 13 machine out there taking time. Looks like he's going to come in with a 15.322. That's good enough to take the second spot.
Sure is. That's a terrific lap there for the 13 car of John Coots. And I think it's first time out here at HAR Motorsports. So great to see him live on our airwaves. I believe next out to the racetrack here. It looks like it's going to be the number 68 of Ron Piles going to take to the speedway. So Ron just pulled into the pit area, car off the truck, and he's already jumped out onto the racetrack. So let's see if off the trailer Ron Piles is quick out here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. Waiting for that first time to come on the board for car number 68. Did not take a lap in practice. So this will just be kind of throwing caution to the wind here and seeing what kind of speed he's got under the hood of that number 68 tonight as he comes in 15 points out of the point lead right away up to the second spot on the board. 15.298. 15.298, a terrific lap for the 68. He's going to lay in it here, it looks like, for a second lap. We'll see what that lap time comes to post here. That's a touch bit slower, 15.364, but Ron Piles with no practice goes to the top of the board with a 15.298, so that's a great lap. I believe the only car left to take time will be our point leader, the number 17 car of Brett Rolls. And there's been some heated discussion down there between the number 17 camp and the 68 camp there, Todd. Brett coming in with that 15-point lead, but Piles has come out and said, I'm coming out here tonight to Kokomo. I am going to put an ass kicking on him, and I'm going to take his championship. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this night plays.
Yeah, always different there when it comes down to the championship. You do not have teammates. You do not have friends out there. And Brett Rolls right now has a 15-point advantage over Ron Piles. He's out there taking laps here around Kokomo Speedway. It's Brett Rolls here. Let's see what he's going to have this first time by in that number 17 HAR Motorsports sponsored machine. Looks like it's going to be just waiting for it to reset rather quickly. Right up to second quick. 15.173. 15.173 for Brett Rolls. Does he have anything for Eric Tupper here on the very second lap here at Kokomo? We're going to have to wait and see. It is Brett Rolls with a little bit quicker there. Not fast enough to take quick time of the evening, though. 15.168. 15.168 for Brett Rolls. So second quickest. The poll is going to go to the 115 of Eric Tupper. And I tell you what, Phil, I was talking to Rocky Battenfield earlier, and he was saying that Eric Tupper was going to win this event hands down. And I said, really? How do you even know? But he says, I just know, Todd. So Rocky Battenfield already thinking Eric Tupper is going to win here tonight. And that was rather early in the day before this race. He didn't even know who was going to show up.
Well, that was a good prediction there. Rocky maybe need to follow him around that crystal ball because, Brett put a really good lap there, 15.168. He was the only driver that really backed up his practice time. Eric Tupper slowed down just a skosh there, about 4 1,000ths of a second. So I guess the top two can say really backed up their time. But that was a great lap there for Eric Tupper. 15.012 was the only driver under that 15-second bracket in practice. So Eric Tupper, no doubt, going to be on that list of drivers who may go to victory lane here this evening. Brett Rolls, Ron Piles, John Coots, Jim Revis, Bradley Wilson, and Cody McKnight round out our 7 cars that have taken time here for tonight's 40-lap main event. Good evening, everybody out there. Maybe just now tuning in. We're here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway, hanging out with our friends at HAR Motorsports, as we have done here all season long on Saturday nights here. Thanks to all you that have tuned in. We're going to have a great show. It is championship night here. We're getting ready to roll out here for what is going to be the first of 2 qualifying heats. We're going to have a dash race, and then we're going to set stage for what is going to be a hot 40-lap main event here tonight to settle the score here. HAR Motorsports Street Stock Series coming down to Brett Rolls and Ron Piles. 15 points separate the two, so one of those drivers will walk away at the end of the night a series champion. So we got a lot of laps to make before we get there, but before we do, we got to say hello to everybody out there watching via Facebook, via YouTube, via Twitch TV. Thanks for all tuning in. Great to have our sponsors aboard, like our friends over at DirtSeries.com, a great league. We've been broadcasting every Thursday night for the last couple of weeks. Got a little bit of a break in the action here. We're back on the airways, although I believe this coming Thursday or next Thursday night, so December 6th, we're back with those guys. So a little bit of a break in the action here as the holidays are all upon us. So we're going to thank those guys over at DirtSeries.com. And also, we're going to thank Brendan Spadafora Firearms. Check out Brendan's website, SpadaforaFirearms.com. A great offering of any kind of firearm needs you may have there. I was checking out the website the other day. Whatever make you're out there looking for, check out Brendan's website, SpadaforaFirearms.com. So we are getting set, it looks like, Todd, to roll in toward our heat race action. So I think we got heat lineups coming our way rather shortly.
Yeah, heat lineups coming our way, and we already got heat one. We just got to wait for these guys to come down on call. So we'll wait till these guys get in line, and we're going to go heat racing action here at Kokomo Speedway. Championship on the line here. A lot of championships going to be decided this week here on Full Velocity TV, or maybe even a winner here on Wednesday night. It's going to be the season finale for DWR also there, Phil. So it's going to be a couple season finales here this week. We're going to have FTF tomorrow night and NASCAR 2003 land. We're going to decide a champion tomorrow night here live on the airwaves on Full Velocity TV once again. So ecstatic, so excited to see what's going to go on, what championships we're going to have here once again, crowning on Full Velocity TV. Stoked about the new power plant here, Phil, as we're in 1080. And don't forget those star donations out there, guys. If you like what you see, you like what we keep doing here at Full Velocity TV, do not forget to give us some of those star donations or even the old-fashioned donation via PayPal at nsmotorsports32@gmail.com. You can become a sponsor here. We'll make sure we get you out here in the limelight here on Full Velocity TV.
So it looks like heat number one about to take to the racetrack, or they are rolling out. So what do you say we give you the starting lineup on the pole? Tonight's quick qualifier, the number 115 of Eric Tupper. Alongside the 68 is Ron Piles. The second row is going to be the 21 of Jim Revis and the 111 of Cody McKnight. So those four drivers are going to go to the racetrack for, I believe, what was advertised to be as an 8-lap heat race event. Trying to click back here real quick through the chat as so much goes on here. Race night at HAR. 8 laps going to be the distance. Top two will transfer on to the dash. So you got 4 really good race cars out there. I'm impressed with Pile's speed there, Todd, coming off the trailer, no practice laps at all. Up there is second place on a leaderboard and then or third place in time trials and going to start outside pole. If that's a guy coming in to win a championship, God, what way to do it. Come off the truck and have that good speed right away.
Yeah, definitely had that good speed right away. Green flag is in the air. These guys were restacked, repacked, and they were ready to go green flag. Racing the 115 of Eric Tupper takes to the lead, but look at the 68 of Ron Piles down to the bottom side by side. Slide job in front of the 115. Here comes the 21 of Jim Revis. Revis down on the bottom. He's trying to make it 3 wide.
And Jim looking to make it 3 wide, but he's going to think better of that for the time being. But we're already throwing sliders here through the first lap. Look at Piles now out to the lead. Now we're going to be 3 wide for that second spot. You know, look at almost 4 wide there for the lead. Eric Tupper's 115 is there. Jim Revis down low. Cody McKnight's 111 doing a great job out here so far. It looks like I think Cody may have went around there off of turn number 4. So I did see 4 cars. I only see 3, but coming up to lap 3, Ron Piles leads Jim Revis to the line.
It looks like yellow flag going to fly here, Phil, after the 111 of Cody McKnight was around. So I believe that's going to restack and repack the field here. Unfortunately, yellow flag coming out here as Jim Revis starting to make some late challenges there. And he's way down on the bottom. He's trying to find a different groove. As McKnight really starting to catch the tail end of the field here. Looks like they're going to go one more lap around the speedway, Phil. Hopefully you're keeping track of the lap count here this evening. I have a hard enough time doing that. I believe we got 2 laps in, so, or maybe even 3 laps in, Phil. So we have 8 laps will be the distance here at Kokomo, and we're restacked, repacked, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. It's Ron Piles, Eric Tupper, Jim Revis, and the 111 of Cody McKnight. Green flag is in the air. Loud pedal is down, and Piles leads him down here. Look at Revis immediately down to the bottom side. He's going to try to make something happen. As the outside groove right now pretty quick, but Revis trying to make his setup work on the bottom hub sucking here at Kokomo.
Yeah, look at Tupper now. Tupper going to come to the middle side of the racetrack, trying to make something happen on Ron Piles as 3 laps of 8 go up on the board here. If you guys are tuning into HAR for the first time, you can expect this great racing all night long here throughout qualifying, throughout the dash, and especially this 40-lap feature event now as you see Tupper come to the inside of Piles, halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. These guys do everything in a qualifying session here through the heat races, through the dash, so you're not going to have that normal ticker and stuff we may have on our screen showing position and lap count. We're doing manual lap count, and if my count is correct, we are halfway home this time by, and it is Ron Piles now with a 2-car length advantage over Eric Tupper off the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, it's Ron Piles, Eric Tupper. Now Cody McKnight around the 21 and Jim Revis. Revis drops back to that 4th spot. Not sure what happened to Jim Revis as McKnight now up to 3rd. It is the 68 of Ron Piles doing everything he can to win this championship here this evening. Eric Tupper right there nipping at his heels. He wants to get that win here in heat race number 1. Top 2 qualified to the Dashville. Side-by-side battle for the lead.
Great battle going on there for the lead at 2 laps to go. Eric Tupper trying to find his room down low, but Kokomo tonight looks to be a top-sided grid racetrack, and now, I believe, off turn number 4 they went around, so that must have been checkered flag, so our lap counts are way off. I had us coming to white. That was already 8 laps in the books, and unless I can't read, I guess we're pretty bad at counting laps today, Todd. That was a checkered flag. We'll call that a big old whiff.
Yes, a swing and a miss there. Eric Tupper taking home 2nd. So it was Ron Piles, Eric Tupper, then the number 111 of Cody McKnight, and then the number, I believe it was the number 21 of Jim Revis. As we're getting ready for heat number 2 there, Phil, let's take it away.
All right, on the pole here for 3 cars here in heat number 2. The 17 is Brett Rolls. He will start from the pole alongside of him in car number 13. That's John Cutts, and rounding out the field tonight aboard car number 18. That is Bradley Wilson. So great to have 2 new drivers out this week with these guys. John Cutts, Bradley Wilson joining Brett Rolls out there on the speedway for heat race number 2. So going to be 3 cars. It should be rather quick work here for these guys. Usually really good racing. We don't care about what the car count looks like over like on a Saturday night there, Todd. It may look small on the screen, but you know, these guys are not short on racing. We're barely under green. Brett Rolls leads the field off of turn 4.
Yeah, green flag already in there. Brett Rolls immediately down to the bottom. He's trying to get around that number 13 machine of John Coots. Coots trying to hold up to the top spot there in that number 13 machine. Nice looking paint scheme aboard that machine. And the 17 of Brett Rolls running in that 2nd spot. 3rd right now looks to be the number 18 of Bradley Wilson. Wilson right now running in that 3rd spot. We do have 7 cars out there, Phil. So chop 2 to the dash here. The 13 trying to hold on to the top spot, trying to win his first heat race here at HAR.
Really is, and I believe that was lap 3 clicking off this time around. It's moving fast here tonight at HAR. It usually does here every Saturday night we are here, and we have had a great time being here for the Street Stock Series season. Halfway home this time around, John Kurtz at number 13 doing a great job holding Brett Rolls behind him. Brett tonight coming in the series point leader looking for a championship, but we're halfway home. Brett Rolls finds himself stalled in that 2nd spot, but keeps trying to peek to that low side, looking for running room again. Cuts, pops it off the wall, able to maintain that speed up to the lead.
Yeah, able to maintain the speed, and he's able to stay up to the top shot for the speedway. Rolls now immediately to the top by himself. 13 trying to work down to the bottom side this time. Rolls taps the wall just a little bit. That's going to scrub off some speed there coming down the back straightaway here into turn number 3. It's still Coots in that lead, or in the lead with the number 17 of Rolls right there, but he is closing the gap, hammering on his rear bumper. He knows Rolls is right there. Rolls now down to the bottom. Slide job there off of turn number 4. Not going to pull it off so far, Phil.
Oh, John Cutts takes it at turn number 1 as our leader rolls off of turn number 2, slides up the racetrack, maybe setting up a slider here for the final time into 3 and 4. John Coots, can he hold off a 17? The answer is yes. Give John Coots the win at number 13. Brett Rolls in for 2nd, and rounding out your top 3, Bradley Wilson's number 18. So great race for all 3 of those drivers out there up front. Brett Rolls and John Coots really putting a good race on with the 13 going to victory lane. So that's going to put the 13, the 17, the 115, and the 68. So those 4 drivers, they'll be answering to the racetrack for the dash, and we'll have a lineup here just as quick as it's sent over to us there, Todd.
Yeah, definitely going to have a lineup here. Want to give a shout out to one of our presenting races that are coming up here on November 29th. the Gobbler live here on Full Velocity TV. iRacing, iFlag, 11th Annual Gobbler 100 here. 120 entries. We're down to 110 there, Phil. So we have only 10 entries left here for the Gobbler on November 29th, 9 p.m. Eastern start time here in Knoxville. It's a $20 entry fee, so make sure you get involved. Two of the guys that we were going to put into Full Velocity cars, Phil, were able not to have any. They had computer issues, so they're not going to be able to make it. So we're going to give away those 2 entries on Facebook, and you guys are going to have to pay attention of how to win that. So we will type it out on Facebook, and then we will decide who the winners are going to be. So 2 entries to that Gobbler. You got to make sure you're going to make it if we're going to pay your entry fee. So we're going to see what's going to happen out there. That's going to treat anybody that maybe has liked our page out there, Phil. We may be able to get one of those guys involved, or maybe some of the newcomers that are coming in to like our page. We will explain that more as long as you pay attention to our Facebook page. Just remember, Facebook. So we got to find Full Velocity TV on Facebook and find out how to get one of those 2 cherished spots into the Gobbler 100.
Absolutely right there, Todd. 2 spots we're going to give away here over the next couple of nights here on Full Velocity TV. So make sure you are tuned in because, you know, that Gobbler 100 coming up here this coming Thursday is going to be just white hot. You will not want to miss a minute of that action. We're going to have qualifying server number 1 and, of course, the 100-lap main event coming up here this coming Thursday night as part of what is going to be a busy week of Full Velocity TV. So guys, you need to all stay tuned in here. But our 4-car dash for 6 laps taking its way to the racetrack, and this is the way they will come to post on the pole for the dash is going to be car number 68 of Ron Piles, the 13 of John Kutz. He'll roll off second. The 115 is Eric Tupper, and the 17 of Brett Rolls. So that is how the 4 cars are going to take the field here. 6 laps going to be the distance, and I believe this one, Todd, pay close attention to this one. I think these 4 cars out there, they're going to give us some of the best racing we have seen all season long. We keep saying that because these guys keep upping the ante every time we come to HAR. When they put 4 of these guys on the racetrack, especially this 4 right here, turn the lights on because we're about to throw one down. Off of turn number 4, Ron Piles is going to lead the field to what is going to be a green flag for 6 laps. Just waiting for him to stop that loud pedal down, crawling down off of turn number 4. Now he's in the gas. Green flag up in the air. Oh, maybe not. Little stutter step there, so maybe fake him out. Now he's going to take that late charge at turn number 1. Piles is on it. He rolls up. Here comes Eric Tupper. Now the 13 of John Kutz dives to the middle. 3 wide for the lead off of 4.
3 wide for the lead off of turn number 4. Put Eric Tupper already to the top spot in position number 1. Eric Tupper around the Piles in the number 68. Here comes the 13 down to the bottom. That's Scoots in that number 13 machine, trying to make something happen. Again, way down on the bottom is the 17 of Brett Rolls. Rolls and Piles make contact there coming off the corner. A little contact, a little bit of love there between the number 17 and 68.
Yeah, they sure did. Look at that race going on there for that lead. That second spot there is all broken away now as it looks like Eric Tupper finding his way up to the lead. And, you know, Rocky sounds like a really smart man right now as the 115 found its way up front. Piles of 68. The 13 of Kutz down low. They're good racing for the second spot through 3 and 4.
Good racing going on for the second spot. Scoots down on the bottom side, trying to roll the bottom, trying to catfish it down next to those Juke tires. Could be dangerous also. Those guys up top as Kokomo usually goes right to the top side of the speedway as the race goes on, as the tires wear in, as the track wears in. It's all going to go to the top side. So if you can find something down the bottom, that's where it's going to have to be had. Right now it is Ron Piles running in that second spot. Third is Brett Rolls. Rolls right there in the rearview mirror. Remember, Rolls has the championship lead by 15 points over Ron Piles here going into this event. So Ron Piles right now capitalizing on this in the dash.
Sure is, and that was, I believe, checkered flag there off of turn number 4. So give Eric Tupper the win in the 6-lap dash. Ron Piles in for second. Brett Rolls third, and John Kutz, he won heat race number 1, but he brings home that 4th spot here in the 6-lap dash. So that's going to set us loose here for what is going to be an awesome night of racing, a 40-lap feature event coming up here. But going to tell you guys what is going on here this week on Full Velocity TV. It is just a start of what is going to be Got a full, busy week for us here. Of course, tonight here at HAR Motorsports will season finale, championship night for the Street Stock Series here at Kokomo. Tomorrow night, we're back to NR 2003 for a night, FTF, the 2018 Verizon Cup Series, the Final Four championship race tomorrow night at the Homestead Miami Speedway. That is going to be a lot of fun at 9 p.m. Monday night, I think in parentheses we can say we're going to be over to DirtSeries.com for the Randomizer Challenge Series at 8 p.m. coming up on Monday. On Tuesday night, we're back over to the D1 RT Jackpot Modified Series presented by VLR. That's coming up here on Tuesday. We move over to Wednesday. It is Season 3 finale for Dirt Warrior Racing's Wednesday night street fights. Believe we round out the season at the Eldora Speedway, I believe. And then that's until Wednesday. We move over to Thursday night, the big one there. The iRacing iFlag Back the Blue 100 Gobbler 100 coming up here live this Thursday night. Of course, we have 2 paid entries to give away for that here, so pay attention to that. And if that's not enough for you there, we get all the way to Friday. And Friday night is a big night for us as well. Double dipping on Friday night. First up, we come back over to HAR Motorsports for the debut race of the 305 Sprint Car Series, immediately followed by a trip to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We pay a visit to our buddy Zach Buchanan and the guys at IORL, the Indianapolis 500K, coming up here live on Friday night at 9 p.m. So that is a lot of races to come here, Todd. Over the next 7 nights, we are on the air just about every night. I hope you're ready for a busy week, because we certainly got one on our hands.
Yeah, definitely got a busy week on our hands here at Full Velocity TV, and if you want to get booking here on Full Velocity TV, make sure you contact us on Facebook, because I tell you what, guys, the dates are filling up fast. We're already into the 2019 season. We had a guy interested about April already, so that's how far deep we are going into 2019, and we're here to stay here on Full Velocity TV. Brand new power plant here, 1080 broadcasting, Phil. And we're just not going away. We're coming up hard, and maybe even if you're interested in broadcasting out there, we might be starting to look for some new broadcasters, Phil, to fill some of the voids here as we're starting to double book things.
Yeah, we really are there, Todd. So we're getting ready to go for what is going to be a great 40-lap feature event. But before we do that, we're going to throw this thing trackside to pay homage to the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, back here at the Kokomo Speedway. Kind of had to dry the ice out a little bit as I got caught up in all the emotion of our old friend John Tuffy Stardust, that rousing rendition of a national anthem. And good to hear old Tuffy back there. Believe don't know if that was the old recording that Todd brought over from the old rig, is the new power plant going on here for Full Velocity TV, but always good to hear old Tuffy out there. I know he's a fan favorite out there to all the guys watching out there on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitch TV. So good to have John Tuffy Stardust rendition of the national anthem once again. So welcome to Full Velocity TV, guys. We're here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway, just awaiting this thing to click into feature racing tonight. A 40-lap A-main on tap for the guys at HAR Motorsports as we are here to settle championship night. It is Brett Rolls with a 15-point advantage over the number 68 car of Ron Piles, who has shown a lot of speed here tonight. But the biggest thing about those two there, Todd, they were jogging in the pit area. There have been going on hot and heated discussions for the last 2 days between the two. There is a lot of really good rivalry going on right now between that 17 camp and the 68. Ron is on record saying, I am coming to Kokomo tonight. I am going to kick Brett's tail, and I am going to steal this championship from him. So I guess we got 40 laps to settle that out, but tensions are high between those two camps.
Yeah, definitely a lot of tension between those two camps, and Brett Rolls trying to take home the championship here tonight. And you got, like you said, you got Ron Piles, who is a crafty driver. He's had a lucky horseshoe to bring home a win here this season. That one was rather special here on Full Velocity TV. We've seen parts of 3 and 4 wide racing here to the start-finish line, Phil. And Ron Piles did pick up that one victory there that I can remember. I mean, he was coming in third, and the two cars made contact up front, and Piles ended up coming through and picking up the victory here on the season here on Full Velocity TV. That's one of the memorable moments here of 2018 that I can remember, Phil. So, you know, just looking back on the season here for the HAR Motorsports guys, they put on a fantastic show. Might have been a low car count for some of these guys, but I'm telling you what, they put on one amazing show week after week after week, and I'd like to see this grow.
Well, I would too. Find these guys over at HAR Motorsports to be part of that 305 Sprint Car Series coming up here this coming Friday night. We'll be here for that live here on Full Velocity TV. But it looks like, Todd, it is feature time. So what do you think? Let's go to our starting lineup.
And now the starting lineup here at Kokomo Speedway is going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the 115, Rocky Battenfield's favorite to win here tonight. That's Eric Chopper. And his dancing partner to the outside, driving the number 68 machine. That's going to be Ron Piles.
In the second row on the inside tonight, going to be car number 17, our championship leader. That is Brett Rolls, and alongside in the 13, that's John Cutts.
Next row back, starting in that fifth starting position, driving the number 21. And then Vader here tonight on Full Velocity TV. Invaded last week and did rather well, finishing in the podium finish. The driver of the number 21, that's Jim Revis, and his dancing partner to the outside, driving the number 18 machine. Another newcomer here tonight, Bradley Wilson.
And rolling off of the 7th position tonight will be car number 111. That is Cody McKnight, and a latecomer to the going here. Car number 38 of Rick Gibson joins the grid. So we're going to have 8 drivers take to the speedway for 42 laps around. It's going to look like 42. It is really going to be a 40-lap main event, and as we're going to see, as we've really got accustomed to on the dirt over the last couple of months, these guys will go out there around the iRacing.com pace truck. The pace truck will come to pit road, and we are going to take what is the Mott Green. The unofficial start of the race is going to allow these guys 2 laps to get themselves into their proper running alignment, and then they're going to set themselves loose. What is going to be 40 great action-packed laps here around this very fast quarter mile in Indiana, the Kokomo Speedway. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight here live on Full Velocity TV. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Twitch TV. Like us, share us, follow, subscribe, whatever you can do, interact, donate. Get those star donations out there now on Facebook Live. We would love every little bit of that donation or sponsorship. Goes a long way for us. There's a lot of great stuff coming up here in the next couple of months. As Todd said, our schedule has filled up really fast. We are already scheduling well into the new year already, if you can believe it, as we're not even here on board December 1st. We have dates booking out already now into the month of April, so that is absolutely staggering. We're all thankful for the support, and all we could do here to improve. We hope you guys will join us with that. But the unofficial green flag of the race about to come out as an iRacing.com pace truck did make its way onto pit road, so that's going to allow these guys into starting position. That's going to let Eric Tupper's 115 come up to the pole. Ron Piles, number 68, the 17 car of Brett Rolls, the 13 of John Cutts. That'll be your top four. Keep an eye on Jim Revis, that 21. He was fast last week out here at HAR Motorsports. Cody McKnight, the 111. He's been really strong here through the late stages of this run. How about newcomer like Bradley Wilson, the number 18? Or how about Rick Gibson, the number 38, who just arrived here in Kokomo? No qualifying, no practice. The 38 car going to be out there riding here with just a setup he's got thrown in the car. Going to be completely green to him. No track time. Rick Gibson is going to start tonight. Shotgun in the number 38, rolling out from P number 8. So we are ready to go there, Todd, off of turn number 4. We're about locked and loaded. 40 laps around the Kokomo Speedway. Strap yourself in. We are green.
Green flag is in the air. The 115 of Eric Chopper dives immediately to the bottom. Ron Piles goes to the outside. That number 68 machine side by side battle for the lead. Who's it going to be down into turn number 3? Gives the edge here to Ron Piles. Rolls up into the wall. Wow, already. There's that 17 machine. A little bit of damage to the right side, but put Ron Piles to position number 1. Eric Chopper running in second. Contact made. Looked like the 21 of Jim Revis got a little bit sideways. Not sure what's going to happen to him, but he gathered it back up there, Phil. But tough break for the number 21 of Revis already. Revis.
Jim Revis already having some contact there, and he was pointed the wrong direction. But up front, Ron Piles, the 68, doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Going to come in and going to trounce this field. Is going to steal that championship away for Brett Rolls, that number 17 so far. For Ron, so far so good. He's up there to lead. Eric Tupper right there in second. He was the fastest guy here in Indiana all night long, fastest in practice, qualifying. Did a great job in his heat race, but now Tupper getting a little bit of hiccups on the outside wall. That's going to let Brett Rolls come into the picture. John Cutts, the number 13. He was stuck 3 wide. A little bit of a hiccup there on the inside. So this is all this great racing is doing. Ron Piles driving away. It's 4 car lengths as he hits turn 1 on now lap number 8.
Yeah, Ron Piles out to a pretty good advantage over the number 115 of Eric Tupper. Tupper trying to work over the top side. Looked like he was more favorable towards the bottom there. Now starting to reel back in Piles. As Piles down off the top next to the wall. He's not quite up against it like the 115 of Eric Tupper. Tupper right now trying to reel him in, and he has done so. He's right there knocking on the rear bumper of the 68 of Ron Piles here. Coming down into turn number 3. Are we going to see some slide jobs here early? The 115 of Eric Tupper, lap after lap after lap, is a little bit faster here the last 3 laps. Last time by Eric Tupper, 15.313 to 15.346 for Piles. So we know Tupper is faster, but can he get around him?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see as they're off turn number 4, 10 laps going up to the board, and you can definitely see right in the screen Tupper a little tad bit faster as he's trying to make a move to the inside. You can see how this racetrack, Todd, it's really started to migrate. All the speed is up at that top shelf of the racetrack, but you can see to go fast, you got to almost kiss the outside wall when you're seeing Tupper do just that. He loses a little bit of momentum there. Brett Rolls coming back to the mix. John Cutts, the 13 car. He just made contact with the outside wall, almost spun it off of turn 4. That brings Jim Revis around him for 4th, but up front, Piles still driving away, but Tupper trying to run him down. It's 2 car lengths off the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, things had to go going through the mind of Brett Rolls right now. Is Piles right now leading this advantage. Rolls wants to be there. He wants to make sure he finishes in front of that number 68 machine, but right now locked in behind the 115 of Eric Tupper, so he's 2 positions behind the number 68 of Ron Piles. Piles getting a little bit loose coming off the corner there. It's going to allow Tupper to regather himself and get right there to the rear bumper of the 68 of Ron Piles as we come down the front straightaway here, completing lap number 15 of 42. It is still Ron Piles, the 115 of Eric Tupper, Brett Rolls, Jim Revis up to 4th, John Coots, Bradley Wilson, and Cody McKnight. So it looks like Rick Gibson already on the trailer, Phil.
Yeah, I don't think that car really even got off the trailer in time, and so it looks like Rick Gibson, who showed up late here to Kokomo, thought he may take to the track for the main event, but he thought better of that. So Rick Gibson kept the 38 in the hauler this evening, and so 7 cars taking the green flag. But the story is tonight, championship night. Brett Rolls, that 15-point advantage, currently runs 3rd on the racetrack. Ron Piles so far able to hold off Eric Tupper for the race lead. So Todd, as a guy who has won championships, who's won many races on the dirt. What do you think Brett is thinking, having a points lead coming in tonight, running third, but seeing that guy chasing him up there leading the race? What do you think he's thinking in the cockpit?
And trying to figure out what line he can run to maybe reel these guys in. And that's one of the things, Phil, that I would be thinking about. How to catch the 68 around Piles. Piles is starting to get a wee bit loose as this track starts to slicking off here at Kokomo. Tupper now down to the bottom side. So Eric Tupper trying to go down to the bottom, trying to make something happen as it's slick down there too. But now they're coming into lap traffic. The lap traffic informing the 111 of Cody McKnight. So McKnight running the top shelf of the speedway because that's where he feels comfortable. Is he going to get out of the way here for Ron Piles in that number 68 machine? Ron has to go down to the bottom side. He has to give up the top shelf of the speedway. That's necessarily not what he probably wanted to do. And now Eric Tupper going to have a full head of steam right there behind the 111 of Cody McKnight. As McKnight right now one lap down. But here comes Tupper. He's going to get around the 68 of Ron Piles here going down into the turn. So that's a costly mistake for Ron as he tried to get down to the bottom to try to get around that lap car.
Well, yeah, was that a mistake getting down to the bottom around the lap car? Or was just a matter of, hey, we got to make speed up here. We can't afford to sit here and ride behind the lapper. Did Ron make a mistake there? Or is it just, that's a racing mentality, Todd. You got to put that car a lap down. You got to do that to the inside. Was that really a mistake?
Yeah, definitely. I believe, Phil, it was a mistake. There's Ron Piles goes down to the bottom, but you immediately know that other car was right directly behind you, and you had to hear him coming as Tupper has been banging there on the rear door. You got to protect yourself there when you're up in the lead also, so you got to keep in mind that lap car is there. You might have to put the bumper to the lap car there, Phil, as I've done time in and time again out there around the real tracks around the Northeast. So, you know, the lap car is right there. The lap car knows that he needs to get out of your way, but sometimes they just don't.
Well, guys, take it from me, lap car or not, if Todd's out front, I'm a lap car. I can tell you because I've been there. He will put the bumper to you. He will move you out of the way. He will throw you one lap down. He'll chip and spit you out as fast as you can do it. But you got to like the run Cody McKnight is putting up here, Todd. He's got a lot of fight in that car. He's not rolling over and dying and letting these guys go. Eric Tupper's been trying to put him away, but looks like Cody's car may have picked up a little bit of steam versus Piles of the 68. He keeps pounding the outside wall in that car. Seems to be getting a little bit more of damage to it and is really not looking as strong as it once did.
Yeah, definitely not looking as strong as it once did, but I'm going to tell you right now that 111 of Cody McKnight's been running lap times as fast as the leaders there the last few times, so the 111 is nothing to shake his stick at. Had some misfortune, and I think he got a little bit sideways, and that caused him to be relegated here into lap traffic. Eric Tupper starting to run away, but Ron Piles right now, his car is a handful, and I mean a handful. You were watching him come out of the corner, and he's just all kinds of out of shape in that 68 machine. So track not to his liking. Looks like his setup's starting to go away. Brett Rolls right now can see him in front of him, but can he do anything with that 68 machine?
Well, we'll have to wait and see here as this time around. We're going to put lap number 30 up to the board. So this one's on your screen, going to appear 42. So we're getting down to the dirty dozen here tonight already at the Kokomo Speedway. Eric Tupper has the lead. But you keep seeing all these guys, they start bouncing off the wall a little bit more and a little bit more. Tupper now, he's lost it down to about 2 car lengths over Piles. It's already a full straightaway back to the 17 of Brett Rolls. So Brett may be seeing championship hopes start to dwindle away here as he's fading off the distance. Meanwhile, Tupper and Piles, they have found their way around the lap car at McKnight now off of turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like Tupper made the move to the outside in that 115 machine, just enough room to get around the 111 of Cody McKnight. He does do so, but in return, he got a little bit loose there. Now banging the wall here, so his car is starting to go away just a little bit as Eric Tupper, he's out of rhythm here. It's a 68 of Ron Piles running in that second spot, now all over the rear bumper of the 115.
Oh, he sure is. He is right there like a white on rice there off of turn number 4 is Ron Piles on Eric Tupper. Brett Rolls running third, Jim Revis fourth, and we saw Cody McKnight putting up that really good fight there, Todd. He is the only car left on the racetrack. 1 lap down in that 5th spot. The John Coots, number 13, behind the wall. Bradley Wilson's number 18. He is also behind the wall. So we've got 5 of those guys left out there, 4 of them on the lead lap. And that race for the lead up front, well, it's starting to extend its way right now. Tupper about 5 car lengths advantage over Ron Piles into turn number 3. Does Piles have any other one last gas to make, or is Tupper, as he's shown all night long, really the fastest guy in Kokomo?
Yeah, Eric Tupper been a man on the mission in that 115 machine, trying to take down the victory and Man, he's doing so. He's pretty quick here this evening. 15.320 last time by Ron Piles, a 15.630. This time a tick faster for Ron Piles, a 15.441. But Eric Tupper still in the 15.2s there, Phil. So he's pulling away here. No lap traffic in front of him. We're coming up on 5 laps remaining. 5 more trips around Kokomo Speedway for the 115 of Eric Tupper.
5 more circuits around in what has been a really fine season for all these guys at HAR Motorsports on Saturday night for the Street Stock Series. But off of turn number 4, Eric Tupper with what we can call probably an 8-car length advantage over Ron Piles. Piles trying to chase down a championship here tonight. He's got a full straightaway over the number 17 of Brett Rolls, who currently runs in the 3rd spot on the racetrack. So 4 seconds behind her. This is 2 seconds back from Tupper to Piles, another 2 seconds back to Rolls, and 5 seconds back until we find Jim Revis out there. But this time by Todd, 2 more trips around for Eric Tupper.
Yeah, 2 more trips remaining for the 115 of Eric Tupper's Popsicle 6 in the air here. They come down into turn number 1, and he just keeps lengthening his lead as Ron Piles still running in that 2nd spot, just ahead of Brett Rolls there in that 17 machine. But I say just ahead, but he's quite a bit ahead of that 17 of Rolls. So these guys putting on the fast and furious pace here tonight, Phil. But once Eric Tupper got out front, it is white silk in the air. 1 more trip around the speedway here for Eric Tupper down here into turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, picking up the win, the final championship event here at HAR Motorsports, the 115 of Eric Tupper. 68 of Ron Piles going to finish up 2nd. It's going to be the 3rd place runner, Brett Rolls. Jim Revis going to come up in 4th here. He said he was just a lap car here at the 21. He's just a field filler for the 21. Finishing up 4th, Cody McKnight going to finish up 5th. John Coots 6th. 7th is going to be Bradley Wilson. And Rick Gibson never getting off the trailer here in that number 38 machine. He did not make a lap out here. So tough break for that machine and coming up late and just could not get it off the trailer.
No, unfortunate there for Rick, but great he was able to at least make it here and take the race in. As this really was a good one. Eric Tupper really showed to have the fastest car out here tonight in Kokomo, and fastest car didn't win a heat race, but sometimes it's better to be, fast or lucky than good, and that's exactly what the 115 bringing it down to victory lane here this evening. Ron Piles going to be happy with a 2nd place effort. Brett Rolls, 3rd, our championship point leader. I'm not exactly sure how the points play out over here, so I guess we'll find out during the post-race show who exactly does win the championship between the two. We know it's going to be one of the two, but I guess, Todd, we'll have to find out and see. So we're going to run down here trackside, so I'll throw it back to you here for a second there, Todd. I'm going to get these top 3 all kind of squared away, and we'll find out who the champion is, and we'll go to victory lane and talk to Mr. Eric Tupper, who put a really good hurting on him here.
As Phil gets everything ready, got to remind everybody out there in Facebook land, star donations. I'd like to see some star donations come in here. You like what you see here at Full Velocity TV, make sure you hit us up with some star donations. That bright yellow star down there will get you involved in star donations, and we can get maybe even your name out here on Full Velocity TV. Even if you want to discuss that matter in private and don't want to do star donations, we can do that also here on Full Velocity TV. Got to thank our presenting sponsors, Spotify Firearms and Dirt-Series.com. Dirt-Series.com. Fantastic drivers over there at that series. And, man, we have a star-studded field here tonight. Star-studded lineup here this whole week, Phil. And I can't wait to see what's going to go on. But first, we got championship night has been decided here. Hopefully, we can have some news on who won the championship at HAR Motorsports. Very good for their first season here on Full Velocity TV.
Absolutely right. And we'll move down here toward the post-race show as I have found my way trackside. And I'm down here next to the number 17 of Brett Rolls, who brings us home in the 3rd spot here tonight. Brett, tell us about that run, 40 green flag laps. Your car looked to have a little bit of damage to the right side. Anything more you could have threw at that? Because Piles and Eric, they really put a hurting on all you guys.
Well, I mean, I had a fast car. Definitely had capabilities of, putting up a contendership for the win tonight, but I just couldn't keep the freaking car off the wall. So, at that point, I said, forget the win tonight. Let's take a look at the, long run here and just stay close to Piles and bring home the first career championship.
Now, I think the points are still unofficially being calculated there, Brett, but I think unofficially we can call you the series champion. I'm sure that's going to make you pretty pumped up to take home the first one.
Well, me and Ron, we were talking about it here, and there was a lot that needed to happen for him to be able to get the win tonight. So basically, it is official. You know, we have the championship locked up. I think we won it by like 8 or 9 points. But you know, hats off to Ron. He gave me a very, very tough competition the whole entire year, making me sweat all the way down to the last 3 races of the season, which, you know, wasn't really my particular best tracks to run. So I was just hoping to be able to hold on and, you know, be able to finish out here at the 40 lapper with, you know, at least a 1-point win.
Well, yeah, at least the third place finish. The big part is you take home the series championship, Brett. Congratulations. You said your first one, but I'm going to give you the microphone one more time. We talked to the champ down here at trackside. Brett Rolls, anybody out there watching Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube, great crowd out there watching tonight. Salute them all now and give those shout-outs.
I got to give a thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, you know, HAR Motorsports for putting this on. I got to thank, first of all, now Trevor Baker. He did the street stock skin that you saw tonight for me, and I believe last week was the debut night. Every so often he does free paint skin for, you know, those who have served for the country, and, you know, hats off to him, man. I think he did a phenomenal job with this one. The girlfriend got the baby coming on the way, so it's always nice to be able to get a series win here before the schedule gets a little hectic for me. But you know, hoping to carry on the momentum here into that 305 series next week that starts on Friday, and, you know, hoping everybody comes out and runs. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty fun series.
Yes, it will. We're looking forward to that too, Brett. Well, congratulations, buddy. You take home a championship. You get the baby coming on the way, and finally, and most importantly, thank you for your service, buddy, and congratulations. You're your 2018 Street Stock Champion for HAR Motorsports on Saturday nights. Brett Rolls takes it home in the 3rd spot here tonight, but most importantly, he takes home the series championship. So we'll let him go down here and take all the pictures and celebrate with the team down here in Victory Lane. And, you know, we'll move over here and we will talk to Mr. Piles. We haven't talked to Ron here in a little while, but he brings the 68 car home tonight in the 2nd spot. Ron, good run for you out there for a little while. That proclamation you made over there to Brett that you said you're going to come out here tonight and put an old-fashioned butt kick into him. Well, for a little while there, it looked like you were going to make that happen until you got caught up behind the lap car and let Eric get that run on you. What do you think you could have done differently there?
I didn't want to take Cody and myself out. I want something, you know, just do good cars. I mean, he obviously had the power hooked up and the torque and everything, getting off the corner and going to the center. I think he was a little better than I was. To be 100% honest, this track, you know, it's one of those very challenging tracks to get around. Hats off to the guys here for making it green flag all the way tonight. It's sad to see some of the guys fall out due to mechanical failures, hangers breaking on axles, stuff like that. But I feel like maybe I could have pulled a slider on Cody. I just, you know, I'm probably one of the more conservative guys. But, you know, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and see what you can do with it. And with the stakes that were up there tonight, I felt that tonight probably wasn't the night to try that. So, yeah, I love racing with Brett. I love racing with Eric. Just, you know, I couldn't find any better teammates with everybody that I have here at HAR to race with and turn laps and get better week in and week out with. So I just appreciate everybody that supports the league and want to thank everybody for coming up and, you know, supporting us and allowing us to be what we are.
Well, Ron, you talk about, you know, not to take that unnecessary chance, knowing a championship was on the line, but did that, you know, we know you're a conservative guy behind the wheel, probably one of the more gentleman guys we know out there, won't rough anybody up or whatnot, but in any point at all during the race, does that creep into the back of your mind, knowing that you're racing for a championship and Brett may not have the best of cars out there?
Not really. I enjoy running with Brett. I'll help him out any way I can. I just kind of trying to pay mind to who was around me when things are going on. And saw Eric creep up behind me when I got behind Cody, and I was like, I really didn't care. You know, I don't mind who wins. We put this on for fun. We just had a little bit of competition into it just to try to keep everybody interested. But just, you know, racing with Brett and Eric. I mean, no matter where we go, you'll see it. Brett and I will be side by side. We'll be racing each other hard, just like we're two individuals showing up the track on a Friday night.
Well, that is the epitome of teamwork right there, Ron. And maybe we can send Todd some hints down there about what being a good teammate could look like, because more times than not, I think he's moved me out of the way and maybe kind of vice versa. So we'll leave that for another day. But, Ron, I know you got a lot of guys over here to thank. You know, of course, you've thanked Brett and thanked Derek, but a lot of great things are going on with you guys at HAR Motorsports. So I'll give you the microphone one more time. I know we get the big 305 series coming up out there, but you have a really good wrap on that race car. So anybody out there else you got to thank? Sponsors, family, friends, anybody out there, bud? Floor is all yours. Salute them all now.
Yeah, yes, sir. HAR Motorsports for one. Thank all the guys here for being here to help me do what we do with this. Being able to put these races on and be able to offer up what we do. I want to thank Ace High Fabrications, on another level designs for the signature wrap. That's the wrap on my real stock car. I just used their PDF and converted it over so I could put it into the game. Piles Racing, Powers Performance, K1 Race Gear, iRacing iFlag, all those guys for helping me to be able to do what I do. And I also want to thank Full Velocity TV for coming on board with us for our outstanding street stock series that we finished tonight. Congrats to Brett Rolls on that championship. Should only be by a couple points. The only thing that I honestly can say that was probably on my mind tonight that could even bring me close to him would have been leading the most laps. It's 3 points in that. That would have been the only thing, because I knew Eric had something for me eventually. It's just when he got there. But yeah, I think that wraps up most of the sponsors on the car and everything. And I'm hoping to see you guys back for the 305 series. And I've also got, for those interested, the viewers listening here, I want to thank the fans for being here for one. And also want to mention on Monday nights a rookie legend series that'll be fixed set up for anybody who has less than 30 official dirt iRacing wins. You can be a part of that on Monday nights. I believe I'm going to start that at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome stuff right there for Ron Piles. That's the guy in charge over here at HAR Motorsports. Ron, thank you for all you've done for us, and I can't wait to get back here Friday night and check out those 305 sprint cars. That is going to be a lot of fun, and thanks again for having us.
You're very welcome.
All right, that's Ron Piles. He brings home that number 68 car in the second spot here this evening, one spot short of being in victory lane, where we find one, our buddy down there, the Marshal Todd Stanton, who is in victory lane with Eric Tupper. So down to you, Todd, in victory lane. That was one good fast race car the 115's had.
Yeah, definitely a fast race car here tonight, and Rocky Battenfield looks like one of those guys that, well, I can call him almost a genius. He's looking into the crystal ball. He told me earlier tonight that Eric Tupper was the man to beat here tonight, and definitely up on top. And Eric, you showed your muscle here, and late after you got around the number 68 around Piles, you just pulled away and was able to contend. It looked like lap traffic slowed you up just a little bit there. You had to kind of tiptoe around the 111 of Cody McKnight, but you were able to pull off that pass and just go on for this big W here tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, getting behind Cody there, that was tough, but I was surprised Piles, made the move on him that he did to allow me to get in front of him for the lead. I wasn't expecting that from Piles, but I knew he had to do something to try to stay up front because I was definitely coming. I was able to get some practice in this afternoon. The track was open up for me, and I found a little something for this race tonight. And yeah, Rocky being the genius, I guess you're calling him. I think he was just more lucky than that. Any one of these guys could have won this race tonight.
Yeah, just calling him a genius because that's what he likes to call himself out there, Rocky Battenfield. Have a little sense of humor with Rocky. Him and I go back and forth, and he wanted to be here to race with you guys tonight. But Eric, you taking down the victory tonight. Fastest lap of the evening, 14.993. Only guy to break that 15-second barrier here this evening, and just shows you how fast and how much practice helps you out here at tracks like this.
Oh yeah, lap times definitely reflect on how much you practice. The guys that wonder how people get so fast, it's those guys that are out there hammering the laps every day or every week or whenever they get the chance to practice for a race that's coming up, or anytime you get behind the wheel of a car, seat time is always going to help you.
Well, as we're accustomed to here on Full Velocity TV, we're going to give you the floor. The microphone is all yours. Thank whoever you'd like to thank here at Full Velocity TV for Facebook Live, for YouTube, and Twitch out there. Eric, I know you have some fans out there cheering for you.
So thanks for them for watching. Guys, definitely for putting us on all season. HAR Motorsports Hall Graphics for painting my car this season. Got Monster Mango Juice on the car. It was one of my favorite drinks. Plus, I got to thank my wife and my kids for allowing me to do this and not being butt and talking to me while I'm trying to run a race. They've learned to be able to look at the screen and tell where I'm at in the race to determine if they can talk to me or not. So thanks to them for being patient with me and I'll do this.
Yeah, definitely got to thank the wife and kids. Picking up the win here tonight for the finale here at Kokomo Speedway. Driver of the 115, Eric Chopper. Again, congratulations for Eric here in this HAR Motorsports group. Green to checkered once again. And I tell you what, if this is any indication of what we're going to see on Friday nights, the 305 Sprint Car Series, Phil, this is going to be a barn burner. I'd like to see everybody go out and get involved here at HAR Motorsports, get involved in that Friday night series, as we are definitely going to be broadcasting it here on Full Velocity TV, and it's going to be a barn burner. I love those sprint cars, Phil.
I do too. Cannot wait to come back over to HAR. They're coming up this Friday night. But man, how about these guys tonight here? This Street Stock Series finale. Congratulations to Eric for taking down the win. Congratulations to Brett Rolls for taking down the championship here. What has been an awesome season here every Saturday night with these guys at HAR Motorsports. So that's going to put this one to an end here this evening. But we have a big week of programming on tap tomorrow night. As we said, back over to FTF Racing for the conclusion of the 2018 Verizon Cup Series playoffs. The Final Four takes place tomorrow night, live on Full Velocity TV at 9 p.m. We're back on the airwaves coming up Monday night. I believe we're going back to DirtSeries.com for the Randomizer Challenge Series. That seems to be a lot of fun. Don't have a whole lot of details to spread about that because, well, we don't know what mod and what track we run till we get to the randomizer coming up Monday night. So I believe we'll be there at 8 p.m. Eastern time there on Monday. Then on Tuesday, back over to Team VLR, the D1RT series, jackpot modified series there, rolls off from whatever racetrack they pull there in the jackpot 15 minutes before showtime. That's coming up Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Wednesday night, we're back over to DWR to hang out with Jim and Eric and all the guys over at Dirt Warrior Racing. Wednesday night street fights coming up from Lanier this coming Wednesday night, season 3 finale. So that's just on tap for what's going on. Of course, the big one's coming up here Thursday, the iRacing iFlag Back the Blue Gobbler 100 coming up here live on Thursday night. We'll have a Server 1 qualifying and the 100-lap main event coming up here Thursday night. That'll be a lot of fun. And then on Friday, to cap off what is going to be a busy 7 days, we are on the airwaves back over here at HAR Motorsports, the debut of the 305 Sprint Car Series coming up at 7:30. And then at 9 p.m., we take a trip to the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the IORL Indianapolis 500. That's right. We are doing pavement. We are doing Indy cars. Indianapolis 500K live, 9 p.m. here, coming up live Monday or Friday night, November the 30th. So for everybody here at Full Velocity TV that makes this show go round, for our graphics guy, Martin Karch, our buddy Jake Keel, I know he's got a lot of stuff going on the Full Velocity radio end, and for my partner here, Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton, doing an awesome job here with the controls and the best color guy in the business. My name is Phil LaCasse. We'll see you back here tomorrow night live with more Full Velocity TV.